You with me? And I'm still holding on to those from my jahiliyyah. Like, no, I said to him, no, we need to talk about it. I'm like, no, we need to talk about this. I don't know how I feel about this. You know, like, I'm not having that done to me. That's not happening, man. And he's like, it could be potentially life or death. So now I'm just, all of a sudden, I'm hearing these harsh words. And I don't know how to deal with it. The next day, if I'm not mistaken, was Eid. Because I remember going to the Eid park in our locality. And there was loads of my wife's family there. And so my wife now knows that obviously I got to have a procedure, which is going to be, I didn't know at the time, but it's going to be 5 days later on the 25th of August. But one of her aunties, she was like, oh, Ismaeel, what's up, man? You lost so much weight. And it was just like, she said it just making a passing comment, you know, as you would do to somebody. But she didn't know what was happening. And I wasn't ready to tell anybody because I didn't know what the situation was. But come the 25th now, I had the procedure. And I was absolutely terrified, Akhi. Terrified. They gave me the procedure, and I remember it wasn't as bad as I thought, by the way. So if anybody listening ever has to go through a colonoscopy, it's not as bad as you probably think it is. It's not the most enjoyable thing in the world, you know, by no stretch of the imagination. But the guy did what he had to do, man. And I remember sitting on the on the operating table when he'd finished, and then I'm still laying down on my left hand side like this, Akhi, still laying down, and I just looked at him and I said, "Did you see anything?" I said, "Doc, did you see anything?" And then he just said, "Do you want me to tell you now?" What does that mean, Akhi? You see what I'm saying? So it's like he told me without telling me. So I had a chance to brace myself. You with me? It wasn't like
your head at this point in your head when you're saying he told you about telling you. In your head, are you thinking along the lines of cancer though?
Yeah, I can't remember why. Okay. In saying that, I can't remember why I linked it to cancer. I can't remember why. I really can't remember why I linked it to cancer. But
I think it's like in a lot of our heads, it's almost like a scenario that you jump to because it's the scenario that you want the least almost. You know, you want them to come back and say it's maybe an infection or something.
Yes.
So naturally we think, oh, if they say that, you almost, am I right?
Maybe some, you know what I think happened beforehand, before the colonoscopy, if I'm not mistaken. And this was really tough for me, man. It's quite foggy in my head, Akhi, but there was one time I had to have a consultation. No, I think that was after it. It was definitely after. I'll get to that stage. So anyway, I can't remember, but either he said, "Do you want me to tell you now?" And then I was like, "Yeah." And then he said, "I found something." So I just kind of laid my head back down, and it was the most surreal out-of-body experience ever. It was almost as if I was looking at myself. Like I felt numb. Like, me? I'm healthy. I'm young. Like, nah. And I didn't know at the time, but the type of cancer that I have, colon cancer, it's very, very rare for a young person to get it. It's now becoming more common. But nearly every single GP or doctor or medical professional in whatever medical professional you are, whether you're a nurse, to a GP or a doctor or a surgeon, they always say, or an oncologist, right? They always say, "You're pretty young. How old are you?" You with me? It's normally something that affects older people. Again, I just took it for what it was. I don't look into how young or old I am. I've got it. I got to deal with it. I got to find a solution. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't cry at first. I was just like how I am now, just like kind of shocked. And then I was laying in the waiting room, the recovery area they call it, and I was like, can you let my wife and my father was with me. My wife and my father was with me at the time, but obviously they were waiting. Bear with me 1 second, bro.
No stress.
You see the fact that I'm speaking about it now, and I'm not able to control myself, it proves that it's still, you know, a point of it's still a sore point. You get me? I'm not totally over it. I'm getting better. I'm actually surprised that I've gone this far, but I'm not.
So we don't need to talk about anything that you're not comfortable to talk about, though.
Let's keep going, Akhi. We're here. You know, we're here, and who knows, who may listen to this and, you know, see it as a source of inspiration, or maybe somebody else is going through it. You know, I'm not the only one that's got cancer, Akhi. Do you know what I mean? Many people before me, many people since, many people that, you know, will get cancer after my diagnosis.